Yeah. What up, though? What's popping? What's happening? What's going on? Welcome home. Look, man, do a random pop up real quick on y'all. I will be remiss if I did not talk about this subject right here. So much drama going on in the YTBC. I know it's hard being Rolly. Damn. We're gonna talk about it, man. We're gonna talk about it, man. This is crazy. This young man, no charges, no charges. We're gonna get into all of this. Let me drop this link out here. So if you want to pull up, I open the phone line up. It's random pop up. What time on the East Coast right now? It's about 2:30. Ain't gonna be all night. I'm probably get this about 30, 40 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Hour tops. You know what I'm saying? Let everybody vent, get their bars off. Drop the link out there. Let me drop the link. Drop the link. Right there. Bam. And I got the phone number on the screen. Let me open the phone lines up. But I'm gonna go through this, man. We gotta talk about this. So much drama going on. We had just did an episode on the channel too. I was asking everyone, how do you protect yourself from a Me Too situation? You get what I'm saying? Do you got to record everything at all times? How do you protect yourself? Because somebody can come up and accuse you randomly and say, yo, you did this to me this time ago or this year, 20, 30 years ago. I told my boy the other day, I said, man, we getting close to 40. This is around the time where somebody can just say you randomly did something to them 20, 30 years ago. He laughed. He thought I was being funny, but I was not being funny. So with that said, let me get right into this story, man. So as you know, the boxer formerly known as Rolly, right? Rolly Romero. Rolly Romero says he has been cleared of the sexual assault allegations brought into him. He said it's formally closed. Accusations were made last October by 24-year-old Isabella Zambrano, accusing Romero of sexual assault from September the 20th. From September 2020 encounter when she met the boxer in Las Vegas. Yes, man, we got to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. He lost the biggest fight that he ever had in his life, worked his whole life to get to this level, facing a champion, undefeated champion, pay-per-view. This is one of those things that you hear about. One night, one fight, it can change it all. So with that said, let me run this intro and we'll be right back. 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
This that squad sound. This is me, man.
What up, though? What's popping? What's going on? Welcome home. Another great episode of Breaking Beats. He is I am he. It's your man, Mark Nash. Man, we back here with another one, man. We got to talk about it. So Rolly has been cleared. He's been cleared formally, right? He was charged in September 2020 by Isabella Zambrano. You'll remember Isabella Zambrano had this to say on her social media account. She said, after we were done hanging out, and I thought he was taking me home, but he wanted to make a quick stop. We hung out there for a while, and then he started to be a little pushy in a sexual way. And for some reason, it just wasn't sitting right with me. I guess. Let me finish reading this quote, and we're going to dissect everything that's transpired for this young man in the last 3 to 6 months. He started to touch my body, and he pulled out his penis and told me to give him a blowjob. I repeatedly kept saying no while he stood there with his penis out. He then unbuttoned my pants and put his hands down them while kissing me all over and made me hold his dick. I felt frozen. All I remember was doing what he asked me to do and hearing him saying, I always get what I want, just so I can go home. Now, after this occurred, the matter was presented to the Henderson Police Department, who opened a case file in late October. Romero was due to face unbeaten rising star Tank Davis, 26-0 at that time, but he was removed from the December 5th pay-per-view showdown in Los Angeles once this became official. Now, since then, matter of fact, let's stop right there. Reggie, what happened here? Rolly was pulled for this fight without due process. Now, I get it. He had a statement he released. He said, although the allegations against me were totally false, and I will prove that through the legal system, I agree it is in the best interest of everyone involved that I not he said I agree. So that means somebody said it to him. So who is he agreeing with? I agree that I should not participate in the upcoming pay-per-view event. Talk to me, Reggie. First of all, how you doing, my brother? Welcome home.
Doing good, bro. Doing good, man. And this is such a effed up situation. I can't even use the words unfortunate because it's the wrong situation. I think what happened for him to pull away was they probably got him an attorney for these claims brought up, and it was probably being that maybe the Las Vegas police department was opening an investigation into it for him to focus on this and defend himself, and not to have this over his head because he wouldn't be able to focus on that fight. They pulled him out, and it's
Who
wrong
is
for
that?
that to
Who is
happen.
that, my brother? Is that
Huh?
Showtime? Is that Showtime? Is it the sponsors? Is that Mayweather and LB? Like who do you mean when you say that?
I think it's a number of people. I just don't think it's just one entity. I don't think it's just the boxing side. I think he probably got a lawyer, and they probably said it's probably the best interest for him is to probably pull away from the fight to keep him focused if he is to fight these claims being brought up by multiple women. Don't need this lingering over him. Uh, you know, where his mental isn't straight, where his mind isn't straight. But Broly seemed to kind of champion through the whole situation. It didn't seem to bother him one bit. But I think with those type of claims and the distractions that it would have brought about, the best thing was just to pull him away from the fight.
Okay, let me go to this next part. So, since being cleared, Rolly released this statement. He said, after 2.5 months and my name being slandered with false accusations. Damn, man, I can't even imagine. But he said, having to miss out on missing out on opportunities, cheated out of my dream, and out of massive amount of wealth. The investigation into the allegation made against me has been formally closed. Romero revealed Monday evening through his verified social media account charges were not filed because the allegations could not be substantiated because, as I always stated, I'm innocent. He said I'm innocent. Reggie, let me ask you something. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
You really think someone would do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies?
Oh hell yeah, man! And that's the thing with some of these bitches, man. When they see you in these opportunities that change your lives, and they have a feeling that you may go on without them, a lot of them will muster up some damn allegations like that.
My bad. Go ahead, go ahead. I'm about to pull up
Yeah,
her clip because she got a statement when she says something. I'm gonna paraphrase it. I'm gonna try to find it because I just had it when I was doing my pre-production. She says something to the degree of just seeing him. This is not a direct quote. I'm gonna try to find it though. She said just seeing him walking around like he's basically like in his glorified life or something like that. She said it was making her sick. She was talking about him having a glorified life, and I'm like, she sound bitter.
that's it. That's it right there. She exposed herself as being a bitter ass chick of seeing this guy about to have an ultimate change in his life, and her thinking he gonna go on without her. And that shit right there has to be charged. There has to be some criminal charges behind some shit like that. You just can't bring up something like that. You didn't stop this kid from buying his mother a home, changing the situation, the current situation for however they're living by altering it out of you having some jealous, envious ass feelings over seeing him living in his glory and shit. Like that's some way out shit, man.
Yeah, she said it just seems like he was everywhere Hold on, here we go. Here we go. It seems like he was just everywhere. Verbrano said, "This is a Sports Illustrated. No, this is SI.com, right? I guess that is Sports Illustrated. He was everywhere. I went to YouTube to turn on a video of my daughter. I see a video of him. I go on Twitter. I see a video of him. I go on Facebook. I see a video of him. I turn on the TV. I didn't realize I had PTSD from the night. So I was confused and I was ashamed that I had put myself in a position like that. Now I'm very triggered by what happened. I can no longer sit and bottle it up while he gets to live his glorified and gets to live this life and be glorified, and no one's voice is heard." What do you say to that statement? I'll put it on the screen for the viewers. What do you say to that statement, Reg?
Man, that statement just shows this chick is full of effing shit, and that's all it was that bothered her. Why open what happened? If something serious like that happened to you, you take that shit serious then. If it was that much of a sexual assault, this guy forcing himself upon you, you react to it in the moment or the next day in which that shit happens. You go down to the police station, and you file the damn claim for them to investigate. You don't wait till you just move on from that situation, turn on YouTube because you're sitting there with your daughter, and this guy's having promotion for a pay-per-view fight, and now you want to ruin that shit by running online, making these claims. If it's that damn serious, this is what I say with a lot of these chicks, you run and file the damn claims. You get that shit handled. You run to somebody. You got males in your family. You run to them and let them let them deal with it. But I preferably deal with the police so you don't get other people caught up in your mess. But you don't wait till that shit. This shit was just all part of her and the other girls' orchestrated plan to stop this dude from doing this, because all it did was just rage her to see like, this motherfucker about to become a millionaire. Oh hell no. Nah. I'm supposed to get the bag. That's how a lot of these bras think. And to just say that he pulled this shit out and this and that, that's what motherfuckers do when they out here with little turned up ass chicks. Like, man, that's why you do it. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna whip my shit out on her too, pull her titties out, touch on her. And that's what these young at this age, that's what people do.
Whoa, Reggie. But
Man,
Grant, if she says no, it's over. That's the only problem. She making it seem like she said no. But and at the
these
end,
chicks ain't saying no. Yeah, they're not saying no.
Hold up, Reggie. This conversation about to go somewhere I think it's about to go now. You don't think women? You don't think women told Trey Songz no? You think just because he Trey Songz, every woman tell him yes?
No. They will definitely tell you no. But I think in a moment, if a chick really feels that you would violate her and she telling you no, somebody's about to know about that shit. And something's about to happen about it. Usually those chicks, because they feel violated, they're gonna either run to a family member or they're gonna run over to an authority. They don't just sit back and wait because they see you on an advertisement and you living in glory that they think they're gonna ruin it. These chicks knew he was a damn boxer. They just thought he wasn't gonna go nowhere. Where was they when he was fighting on regular? What was he on, Showtime or some shit? But it was when he got in this moment that they got an issue with the shit now.
Let me go to this next slide I had prepared. Let me see. This is her statement, though. I do want to, for the record, put this statement up. This is her quote, according to SI.com. All right, so I don't get sued. Now, Reggie, some people owe ROLLY an apology. A lot of people owe ROLLY an apology. Oh, I feel like ROLLY is owed some kind of monetary judgment. Like, we have to make, as a society, we have to make these kind of things right. Now, I don't know if he can go after the girl legally. I'm sure she don't got the kind of money he was expecting to win from this fight. But what about the people who unjustly pulled him from this thing? Now, and to be clear, I did see this. I would be remiss if I didn't report this. The Henderson police said it's not closed. It's not a closed case, but he has not been charged. So maybe down the line, but y'all didn't find nothing in 3 months. That means they've interviewed her. They interview her witnesses and things of that nature. It's nothing there for them to charge this man with. They can't take this to trial and win. So what happens here? Who owes some apology? Do we owe? because I heard somebody do this one video. They said Mayweather and Leonard set this up. I don't
Hell no, they wouldn't put them. They wouldn't be stupid enough to put themselves
in that
in
kind of
that bad of a
jeopardy
bond.
and liability, right?
Yeah, for a big company, no, that's just stupid ass people coming up with stupid ass shit.
But here's the thing: they say they owe Rolly an apology for pulling him out of the fight. But what people got to understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, boxing events, when you look at that tarmac, look at that mat or the ring mat, it's a whole bunch of sponsors up there. You see Budweiser, you see Tecate, you see DraftKings, you see all kinds of things on that mat. These are the people who are putting the money up for the fight. Correct? Or am I incorrect?
No, you're right, 100%.
So the promoter secures the bag, he secures the promoters, secures the venues, and all of those things. They get all the money from the networks and everybody like that. And from there, they divide the pie up, right? So far, so good.
That's about right.
So who would be the defining factor? Because I don't see his lawyer being the one saying, well, maybe you should step out so you don't focus on the fight. His lawyer don't know about boxing. Chances are he probably got a boxing lawyer for boxing stuff, but this is a criminal lawyer. That criminal lawyer ain't telling him, hey man, make sure you pull out the fight, because Floyd didn't pull out of his fight when he was about to go to jail. What more can be stressful? Not knowing for a fact you're going to jail after that Cotto fight. Win, lose, or draw, this don't matter. You're going to jail, sir. So he didn't pull out of no fight. We had Tyson, like all kind of people are out there fighting with allegations. I don't want to put everybody's name out there, but people fighting with open cases, bro. So who do you think is the defining factor of why he got pulled out? Was it Showtime, Steven Espinoza? Is it Leonard and Floyd? Is it Al Heyman? Is it Tank Davis? Who has the juice to pull this guy? Say, nah, you out. This guy's in.
Nah, I think it was the best move to move the kid out, and even the kid recognized it to handle those claims, because the promotion could have, you don't know how bad those allegations probably could have ruined the promotion. This ain't like with Tyson having that situation going on in his and back in his time period where it was just fresh about what came out. But I think if it had been in back in the day, you probably could have hit it, or if it would have been coming out as much greater scandal, they would have had to pull them out. And especially as society becomes more conscious of these things and people worrying about brand and all that stuff, like, no, you have to go handle this situation. Go handle your legal situation, and we'll see what we do from here. But it's bigger than that. Sometimes they have to, you don't want to see people just jumping off, reacting to claims. But if claims seem like they're serious enough and they're gaining traction, you got the police department opening investigations into this type of stuff. Yeah, go handle your situation. We'll bring you back. And I don't think it had to do with no Al Heyman and this and that and them trying to ruin Rolly. Like, no, there's some real stuff to go handle.
Me neither. Me neither. I think that's stupid. Who does that? He's still your fighter.
Exactly.
Whether and I've heard people say, well, they knew he was gonna beat Tank. Stop, time out. Skirt, bro. Slap yourself. Let's be clear. The only reason nobody was calling for that Rolly Romero fight, the only reason we wanted to see the fight was because Rolly was trolling. He was talking shit. He trolled himself to get the fight. You get what I'm saying? Like they said in the press conference, he talked himself into the fight. And once he got the fight, the internet was like, yes! Yeah, we want to see it. We want to see it. Go ahead. Because he got some pop. He's kind of wild and sloppy. I thought Tank was going to stop him. You know what I'm saying? Between you and I thought Tank was going to stop him. Could stop the kid. But it ended up being a blessing in the skies and a coming out party for Isaac Cruz, correct?
Yeah, no, he blew up from it.
Look, low key between me and you, I blew up from that night. That's my highest viewed video on YouTube to this day. I did almost 250,000 views off that one video, just calling that fight.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, we took off that night, bro. So obviously, that last minute replacement did some things to make people want to see the fight. Or hey, how about this? People wasn't gonna buy the fight, so everybody was looking for somebody who was trying to string the fight. You know what I'm saying? But what is next for Rolly? I'm really curious about what is next for this young man because let's keep it a buck, Reg. That shit was like a stay busy fight for Tank. Now Tank got his eyes on Kambosos. They trying to get that fight happening. Rolly might not ever get this shot again. Do you think the fans still want to see Rolly versus Tank, or are we past that, or is this now more eyes on Rolly and the Tank Davis fight?
I think Tank coming up off the hand injury, he may sought after a fight like Rolly. Just something, get out there and test himself out, and get Rolly out the way because there's unfinished business that has to happen. So Rolly may get lucky, have his team go back in there and negotiating to see if they can get that fight back going. So he may end up getting lucky and get an opportunity of facing Tank, or he just has to throw himself in the scramble what's there at 135, try to shake things up, continue to move forward. But he has to stay motivated. And it's just so jacked up that opportunity was pulled from him when it wasn't so far to go. Like it's cold blooded.
Yeah, Reg, but I'm gonna be honest, bro. Did you think Rolly was gonna beat Tank Davis? Let's keep it a buck. Tell the truth.
Hell no, but I want to see how bad Tank whoop his ass because to me, man, Rolly's a character, man, and he's a comical dude. And I remember when he did the pros fight, I was just waiting for the post fight when he won that fight before that, just to hear what the hell he was gonna say. When he said he gonna knock Tank out, I damn near lost my mind, man. I was dying. I was like, they got to make the fight, and then they went ahead was making the damn fight, which shocked me. So I just want to see the fight, even if it's Tank just knocking his ass out.
Me, that's who said salute. He said Rolly needs to face Tank. Why not? And the reason why I say why not, because numbers are already flopping left and right. I don't know if Rolly's profile built up so much through all of this. Shout out to C Wood. He came over from your channel. C Wood was good. He said Viacom. That was when I was asking who has the juice to pull this guy out, because he said we agreed, or no, he said I agreed, right? You put it on the screen, make sure I don't get sued. And where's the quote? He said, although it's against me, he said, I agree. Who is he agreeing with, Reggie?
With the decisions, their decisions to tell them to step away from the fight.
So, okay, I'm looking for a company or a name or something right there.
It could have been an attorney. His attorney, along with their attorney,
or whoever his go-to man is for the company, just could have came to him and said, "Hey, kid, you're out." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it just can't be you're out. It got to be. You got to think the lawyers have to come up to an agreement because a contract is signed. They just can't say, "Okay, Rolly, you're done. We got to take you off." Nah, lawyers got to come in and arrange this type of shit.
I agree. You don't think he could have fought it? Could have fought it.
He could have, but why waste the resources on fighting the contract when you got to handle this shit and clear your name out? And that's what should make it so criminal, because allegations like that come up and you're forced to try to fend your name off. It's no different than when Michael Jackson faced the the criminal claims brought up against him. The same manner. And everything Michael had to go through to face these claims. They're allegations. You may know that you're clear of whatever is brought up against you, but you got to take them serious and fight them. And even with Michael claiming his innocence, remember, Michael and them gave payouts during those cases of his innocence, and people was like, "Dang, he guilty. He paying these people off." It was like, no, that was advised by his legal team to pay these people off, get them up out of here. We don't need these type of allegations, and they become serious to where you don't want that affecting your brand. It's better to get these cases up out of here, but still in the same tilt, the parents ought to have been criminally charged for putting their kids up to do shit like that. Same way with these chicks for doing that type of shit. Matter of fact, I was looking at something earlier from D.L. Hughley posted earlier about a father who was claimed to molesting his damn kids, and I think this came from the damn mother.
Who claimed? You said the father. Hold up. D.L. Hughley said a father did what?
He posted this video up that he put on his channel, and and they in front of Ivana, and it's years later as the daughters are older, and they got him, they confessed, mother who would not confessing to what happened, and they're there to apologize. And he's like, F them. He ain't blaming his daughters, but towards the mother. Like, I don't accept that apology. You don't pull no shit like that.
So that's what the father said, who was falsely accused.
Yeah, he like rejects that shit. And it's just like any situation that people will go about making these claims against you. When they don't stick, the most they gonna offer you is an apology. F that. That's the same thing we was bringing up the other day when we was talking about that. And I was speaking about the football player out of Long Beach Poly whose whole life was ruined behind a consensual sex act that was committed between two students. This girl mother finds out and makes the daughter say that the boy raped her and shit. And when it comes out years later, almost 10 years later, where the girl, I don't know, she feeling sorry, she decides she gonna friend request this dude. And the dude was like tripping, like, what the hell? She sending me a friend request. He contacted his lawyer. They set up a meeting to find out that the girl, when she admitted under, they got little hidden cameras, and she, like, her mother put her up to that shit. And it's just like, but you ruined this kid's life, and there's nothing he can get back. He's no longer athletic. This kid had a full ride scholarship to USC. And then at the end, they make a movie about him. And then, they try to give him a trial for the NFL. But it was like, man, the kid done lost everything. He was like, this girl ruined this kid possibly from becoming a millionaire or whatnot. And it's just crazy what allegations can do to people and why you have to step aside and take them serious.
So let me ask you this. So they are taking the accusation serious. That's why people lose everything. But I think it gotta be some kind of, they gotta have a pot of money somewhere, man, for the people that's like, you losing everything. You take everything from me. I lost so much. Yo, I want to find that video where you had a ROLLY. Matter of fact, I'll play from your channel. I got your permission.
Yeah, man. You ain't gotta ask me. Just play that shit.
I gotta ask. Gotta ask, man. It's only right. Let me play this clip from Reggie, man. Got it queued up. Let me share my screen. Now, you just dropped this video about how many minutes ago? Probably about 30 minutes. About 30 minutes ago. All right, I'm gonna share this out.
Or you can play it. Oh yeah, you can play it. I'm about to say I'll edit the one I put on what's that shit called, Instagram. Yeah, go ahead. But I'm talking through that one. You can go to the one on Instagram because
it's still on
his.
Just
be him straight playing.
IG?
Yeah, on my IG. Yeah.
All right, I'm good.
And then just skip it past this one part where I speak, but the whole video of him talking is on there.
I was gonna buy my mother a house for Christmas, It came out of my opportunity.
You brought it up from there. You said something. Okay, so this get right here, right?
Yeah, you may want to skip it maybe 45 seconds into it.
Well, it started off where I wanted to buy my mother a house.
All right.
Let me see, 45 seconds.
Against ROLLY
Okay.
during this period.
But people don't realize
The last second, Isaac Cruz brought in, giving the
Skip a
opportunity
little past that.
kind of rising.
I found another clip too where he was.
how fucked up this situation
I
is.
just want people to hear this first part, and then I'll go back to the 1 minute mark. Listen to this, guys. Look at his face. Look at his eyes when he talks about this. This kid was about to buy his mama a house, and he won't about to spend no note on it. He about to buy that shit cash, probably. Let's get it.
Like I was gonna buy my mother a house for Christmas, It came out of my opportunity.
See, I had to stop and look away. That shit hurts, bro. That shit hurts.
Recent
He already started spending that money in his mind. Let's get into it. Where does the clip start back at? About right here.
ROLLY.
But people don't realize like how fucked up this situation actually was because it was my opportunity. And even a lot of people, even after fucking Gervonta's last performance, say I would have won that fight and I would have hurt him, I would have knocked him out. It pisses me off even more because it was my dream. and I got my dream taken from me. And like I said, I hope it can all come back the way I want it to, you know? I really hope that can all come back.
Mm. He hurting, bro.
But
He hurting, bro.
I mean,
Yeah.
shit. I'm even
Bro,
at
these
the same
boxes
week that all this shit happened to me, like my sister was in the hospital with COVID on a fucking machine, on a fucking on one of those little oxygen machines. My mom and dad were fucking. My mom and dad couldn't sleep. My mom had fucking ulcers and man, and like thinking that fucking something was gonna happen to me. Now I was gonna lose my sister. Like, bro, like you don't know the fucking shit that like was going on with with that entire situation. How fucked up they try to fuck up my life. And that's so fucking sad, you know? So I mean that's what I wanted, like I mean that's really all I wanted to say, you know? You know, false claims on everything, you know? Even fucking coming with some bullshit ass number where people try to like pay her and shit, like it's just stupid, you know? Fucking like dude, that's not even like it wasn't even realistic. None of this shit's realistic. And these and they still promoted that fucked up shit. But now, as I said, I am a symbol of freedom. I am a symbol of purity. I am a symbol of love. I'm reborn again. I am the boxer formerly known as ROLLY. And we're on to bigger and better things now. And I mean, it's just a future. I mean, you guys just turned me to the Kobe of this fucking sport. There's nothing left of a fucking legacy for me. And that's the beautiful part. There's nothing left but a bigger legacy for me. So, I mean, that's what I want to say. And to all my supporters throughout this, I want to thank every single one of y'all. To all my haters, I hope you guys all see what really happened down here. And hopefully, I get this opportunity I want again, and I get a fight Gervonta Davis, you know, in a few months, you know. That'll be my dream. You know, Nakamura become the superstar I'm destined to become.
Mm.
And that's the truth.
Think Rolly a little saucy right now? Might have had a drink or two. You think? What you think?
Man, I just think it's the emotions of that shit. Having
He
to
actually
rethink.
sound clearer. Like if he was drinking, he sound more clear to me talking now than regular. Actually,
All right, peace out, guys. First, you know, like I was gonna buy my mother a house for Christmas, you know.
I can't let that go right there. That's the part that bothers me, bro.
Right.
That hurts. Imagine that. This what you do this whole shit for, bro. This the
Everybody's dream.
bro.
Everybody's dream is about a mama
Buy
house.
mama a house. Hey, look, and most of the time your mom like, I'm retired. I just need an apartment. You know what I'm saying? Pay the apartment for the year or pay the condo. Finally buy me a Mercedes or give me a drop. You get what I'm saying? But you still want to buy the house for your mama. And it's sad to say, man. It's sad to say.
You really think someone would do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies?
Yep. Truly unfortunate. Reggie said unfortunate is an understatement. And I gotta agree with brother Reggie right here. Shout out to Bands on Bands. He said, excuse me, I'm sorry. C Wood said Viacom again. He said, to be clear, Viacom owns Showtime. Yeah, CBS Showtime. I know CBS was under them too. It's all under Viacom, I guess, right? I gotta check it. But I'm more than certain you're correct, my brother, because Viacom owns a lot of shit too. They own a lot of music too. On Showtime, and it's likely who pulled the plug, who pulled Rolly from the card, and he ain't worth the PR nightmare of sexual allegation. has on the corporate entity. You might be right. You could be 1,000% right. He's not Mike Tyson. He's not Mayweather. He's not Tank Davis. And then again, Tank Davis had his own legal issues, but it wasn't this type of accusation. These are major allegations with major implications. You can agree to that, Reggie. Like, but I'm reading Bands on Bands super chat. Shout out to Bands on Bands for the super chat. Bands on Bands said, I had a cousin who lost a scholarship because of an accusation. He went to jail, and 30 years later, the girl admitted it was a lie. Nothing happened.
And
He
see,
lost,
that's
he lost everything.
That's fucked up. Matter of fact,
I'm curious. I'm curious, did the cousin go to Bands on Bands? Did your cousin go to jail for 30 years? Or did he go to jail and then 30 years later we find out what happened? Like, let me know. But go ahead.
Man, that's the same thing. And talking about that other kid I was talking about from Long Beach Poly that lost his scholarship because of the allegations and the girl came out. There was another player that was a star out of Long Beach Poly some years before him who was like a star coming out of high school. Then he became a star at USC. This how Reggie Bush got his break, because of the allegations that came up against this kid. Damn, what's his name? His name was I'll think of his name in a minute. But this dude, Herschel Dennis, that's his name. Herschel Dennis was a superstar coming up out of Long Beach Poly. Went to USC, superstar in his first and second year, major star. These girls bring up an allegation against him, and the allegations with Pete Carroll and them was like, all right, we gotta suspend you from the team. We gotta handle this. We don't know how serious this shit is. That's how Reggie Bush got his introduction into getting starting time on the at USC, and it was no turning back once Bush got out there. This dude ended up, because everybody out of high school was like, Herschel definitely going to the NFL. And he sat out there for those 2 years. The allegations took about that whole full season, going into the following season. Kind of find out the allegation was false. Nothing happened to this girl, but Herschel Dennis was never the same. As Reggie Bush just, Reggie Bush became who he was. But that allegation ruined that dude. He ended up trying to stay at USC for like 6 years and then ended up having a string of injuries and shit. But it ruins people. Even I remember, what's that dude? It was Jordan Farmer. You end up going to the Lakers. Jordan Farmer, when he was at UCLA, talked about they left campus because, like as freshmen or whatnot, you're supposed to stay on campus or whatnot. But as basketball stars, he said that he had to go and rent while he's paying for the dorm or a scholarship taking care of him staying on campus. He had to go get an off-campus apartment because of the way these girls were sitting there throwing themselves at him. And him not wanting to get caught up in any of that stuff, that was his way of avoiding that, dealing with girls coming to his apartment, throwing themselves at him. And it's the craziness if you can have that kind of self-control. A lot of these dudes ain't going to have that control.
He said, Reggie, he said his cousin got 3 to 5 for that shit. Did 2 years.
That's fucked up. And no charges against the girl. That is fucked up.
30 years later, she admitted it was fake. So 30 years after she accused him, or 30 years after he did the 2 years, whatever. Regardless, it was a lie. Yeah, but shout out to Bands on Bands for sharing that story. He said, for those who just tuning in, he said, I had a cousin who had a scholarship because of an accusation. He went to jail. And 30 years later, and Nana would know, he said his cousin got sentenced to 3 to 5, did 2 years, and 30 years later, the girl admitted it was a lie. Nothing happened to her. And he lost everything.
Oh, and then you got to register as a sex offender.
Yeah, absolutely. As you should, though. We don't know you innocent now, but yeah, you got to register.
And see, that's why it was important for them to pull.
Before you finish, Reggie, the crazy part is we don't know if this was the deal. Maybe he just took the deal just because the weight of the going to trial and everything else might have been life. You know what I'm saying? Or 20 years. Because, some states can still give you the needle for if you lose a grape. We're going to call it a grape accusation. If you go to jail for grapes, Yeah, you might get you can get the needle, you can get life. Because some states the only reason they put you to death is because of grapes and murder. That's crazy.
I wish a chick would ever pull that. She would be embarrassed like a motherfucker in court.
Why you say that? Why you say that, bro?
Oh, because I'm a clown. I'm a clown. I'm gonna talk big shit in court, and I'm gonna speak about all the shit because
You
I
gonna take
refuse.
the stand in your defense.
You goddamn right. And I'm a clown.
What you
Bitch
mean,
opening her
clown?
mouth, got on her knees. She was willing to do this and that. And that's one of the main reasons back when I tell y'all when I had the stories, I used to have all these chicks on my camera. And that was another reason. I recorded that shit. Like this what it's gonna be. A bitch ain't gonna never be able to come out here and say I done anything. And anytime a chick, you know how you fucking the shit out of a chick and they, oh no, I stop. Like you ain't about to pull none of that bullshit on me. Like hell no. That whole shit is for enjoyment, not to come back later down in life like you seeing what's happening with a lot of people, that people are trying to ruin people and affect them in some of the most harshest way, criminally and also financially. Like you don't do that. If you're not willing to get in there, get down to lay down with somebody, and you're only thinking of it for ulterior motive, then you fooling. That's why I never mess with little gold digging, gold digging, some ulterior motive minded type chicks. Like I fuck all that shit. Like I mean that shit is so harsh. Just hearing the stories of people and knowing these stories personally of people who've been ruined because of someone's false allegations, and then there's nothing that happens to them. That has to change within the court system.
Absolutely, because something has to happen, man, to people. I remember watching this Jermaine Dupri episode of Cribs, and he was talking, or was it Jermaine Dupri? Somebody was on Cribs, and it was talking about they got cameras in the bedroom.
Yeah, that young kid Bow Wow was making them sign. What is it? Some shit. He was making them sign contracts and shit
So
about when they go in there.
Yeah, you agree, right? But you know that shit don't mean nothing, man. We saw Dr. Dre have Dr. Dre had an NDA, and Dr. Dre still had not an NDA. He had a prenup, and he still had to pay money because his wife said she signed it under duress. All these years later, and she still got what, almost 100 million, 150 million, something crazy like that.
Man,
with a prenup.
Man, Dre should have did her like Steven Jackson ass.
You mean Ray Carew?
No, I'm talking about Steven Jackson.
I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you. Oh man, I'm gonna have to take this video down. They're gonna cancel it. I'm an asshole, man. Y'all can't take a joke, man. This ain't the show for you. But I remember that Steven Jackson story where he was like, she made too much a deal about it, and she was like, "Okay, I'll sign it." He was like, "No, the wedding's off because you're gonna say you signed it under duress." But according to Dre, it wasn't no duress. She signed it happily. Man. We just gotta have better rights. For men need more rights. Men need more rights. Fathers need more rights. We definitely need some kind of repercussions though for people who make false accusations. Now, like I said, even now, we don't know, quote unquote, for certain everything was false. We just know they don't have enough evidence to proceed. That's coming from the report from the news. That's what they are saying. But what we saying on Breaking Beats is, damn.
You really think someone would do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies?
Yep. We believe people can do that. And I just think it's messed up, man, that this young man lost so many opportunities. Because, and like I said, it's no telling that this gonna come back around for him. Tank Davis, I disagree with you. Rolly is a guy that Tank Davis need to be in there with healthy, 100% strong hands. I don't think he can stop Tank Davis, stop Rolly. Oh, I'm sorry, the boxer formerly known as Rolly, as he prefers to be called, with a bad hand. Because Rolly got a chance. Rolly's a big guy, too. He shrinks himself down to make that weight. Obviously, you can tell by his frame. But, bro, he might have lost the biggest check he ever gonna get forever, homie.
Yeah, absolutely, he lost that, and that's the stone cold part about it, man. And the thing about the sport of boxing is that not many fighters get the opportunity to make this money, and that these opportunities are fleeting. Like that, like you said, this shit may never come. There's so many boxers who leave this sport with nothing, and because of that one allegation, this kid is a kid who can lead the sport with absolutely nothing, and now he has to keep he got to keep his head out of ish. He got to keep his head down and as if he's in a book and continually just move according to instructions to get himself back on track. Because other than that, the window closes as his contemporaries move on without him. Now here he's been left out the ring for about what, a year because of this stuff.
He fought
So he
last
has to get
July.
back on track.
I believe he fought in July last.
He got to kick up dust now. He got to hope that they're gonna give him that opportunity, man. Him and Tank.
Do you think the fans will demand this, or do you think the fans have moved on past this fight and now they are focused on seeing Tank fight Kambosos?
If Tank can get that Kambosos fight, but if that Kambosos fight's not there for him, then what? Then Tank may have to get Lomachenko, or Rolly gonna have to get his name in the mix between any of those dudes. He has to get his name up in the mix, man. But I don't think Tank's getting Kambosos, but there's a possibility Tank may get Loma. If
Shit,
not,
Loma might get Kambosos. What you mean? That's Tom Rand.
Oh yeah, true that.
Shit, Tank might be out there getting the Isaac Cruz rematch. They might have said, you know what, fuck it. They don't think you beat him the first time, beat him this time. And this time Tank will just go in there and box his head off instead of trying to knock him out all night, you know? Almost like Maidana Mayweather. I told people that night, I said, excuse me, I said that Isaac Cruz versus Tank might have been a blessing in disguise for Tank Davis, just like Mayweather, Maidana won. The fight was close enough where you can get a rematch. And it ain't the biggest name, and you ain't got to pay him that much neither. So I don't know. I just find it troubling though, and I'm hearing it from folks, but usually these folks look like you and I. That, like I said before, they saying Mayweather and Ellaby set this up, or I heard that people was worried Rolly was gonna beat Tank, but the same people was not clamoring for this fight. They haven't been calling for this like they was calling for Mayweather Pacquiao, or how they was calling for Spence Crawford. I think it's disrespectful. I think the hate for Mayweather is so strong that they blame him. Now, granted, before you go, I want to say this. I was on record as saying I understood completely why they pulled Rolly for the fight, and it wasn't about him being focused. For me, it was more of, well, Mayweather has a history of being aggressive. Well, he went to jail, right, for some kind of assault on his God bless the dead, is the mother of a couple of his children. But Tank Davis also is on the card, and there's videos of him yoking up a chick at the game, right? Like, come on, let's go, get the fuck about it, get shit, let's go. And he getting her the hell up out of there. He also had the hit and run. I just think from the outside looking in, they can't have the president the owner of the company, right? I think Leonard's the CEO, right? Can't have Mayweather, Tank, and Rolly all involved in legal things. Just looks bad. And Rolly just had to eat the case. But I never said that Floyd Mayweather or Leonard Ellaby did this to him. I just think it's egregious to say those kind of things without any kind of evidence. Go ahead, Reg.
Man, well, you were saying there's a lot of people who look like Floyd and them who make these allegations against them, Al Heyman, Leonard. These fools on this YouTube shit remind me of Bernie Mac and Don't Be a Menace. These niggas are a bunch of racist cops to people who look like them. I hate your black lips. I hate black keys on the piano. Ugh. That's how these motherfuckers act. You're making money, nigga. Ugh. I hate you. Anything that go wrong, I blame you. Fools are just delusional, sick-minded, slave-minded individuals on here. And that's why I'm always talking shit about a lot of people on here. And I know people tell me I shouldn't do it, but that's just always been me. I can't help it. I gotta call out the idiotic shit that I see in black people who don't see it in their goddamn selves. But it's stupid, it's ignorant, and it goes nowhere. It goes nowhere. This is why their voices become less of a thing to pay attention to. You don't even kind of gauge anything from a lot of these fans who kind of create these stupid ass allegations off of who they like and who they don't like. You just can't listen to any of them. They have become so irrelevant based on their inconsistencies to keeping things authentic as they once were at a moment in time. And then now they've come so diluted in their delusion and agendas and, you know, false controls of what they want. But it was at one point to where, yeah, the voices from a lot of these fans were something that people had to pay attention to. But now it's something that's just been so corroded. Like it's no use to them listening to it. They don't listen to these buffoons on here. Only people who love drama come to listen to that shit.
People like drama though. You know that.
Yeah, it is. So that's all they get is people coming to listen to drama. But the powers that be, they ain't listening to that shit no more.
Nah. Yeah, man.
That's why they put on fights, any fight they want. They don't listen to these folks.
It's like a whisper in your ear from an ant, Tommy. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. That's how they feel about them now. Because at one point, they was like, yeah, maybe they got points. We need to listen to them. And then it's come out like, these fools just blabbing their mouths, man. They don't mean none of the shit they doing. They just love hearing themselves.
And no loyalty neither. Random talking points. So they just get in the fit. I get it. Shout out to Pound for Pound. He said, hit the like button, 199. I appreciate you, Pound for Pound. Let me give you the drop real quick. But I'm gonna ask you this. Let me do the drop.
I'll give you the $2. You give him the $2. All right, pay him the $2. Oh, pay the $2.
But somebody said in the chat that tank fight is done. Do you agree?
They mean done is as in happening or done as never happening?
I think he said done as not happening because he's talking about this other fight is going to be, he said Scambosis is going to be mandatory. He called him, why is he Scambosis? Hold up, why is he Scambosis? He went in there and beat this man fair and square, homie. Hold up, you got it. See what? You got some splaining to do. Why is he Scambosis, Reggie? What am I missing here?
Man, I don't know, man. I like Cambosis, man. I ain't Konaki, man.
Hey,
I think Cambosis is authentic, man.
See what? Hold up. Hey, see what? Hold this for me.
I want to hear that.
You got to tell me more, man. Tell me more. Why is it? I'll drop the link out there again, or you can call in if you can. Tell me why is he Scambosis? You got to let me know that. I need some clarity on that. He said bingo and offender's card. Right, Seawood. That's what I was thinking, bro. I did an episode on it right when it came out. Check the playlist. I promise. I was like, it looks bad. It's the optics, Reggie. Sometimes you do certain things and say certain things not because if it's true or not true. You do it because of the optics. It just looks bad. Like, but
listen, this how I feel with Cambosis' situation, and he's doing it right because most people who are going to speak of from a perspective of being Devin Haney fans, but this dude Cambosis is in a position of power, and you play your position of power right. He ain't moved on away from Devin, but he's letting these fools know you must come correct because there any of these dudes that he fights is great fights for him, and they're also lucrative fights. He's in position for either Devin Haney, which is a real lucrative fight. So now you make it to where, Eddie, what are you willing to offer? You throw the negotiations out here. You make the matter of fact, not negotiations, you put on an auction. So you got Eddie, you put up your money. Oh, Floyd, if y'all want a shot at these titles, y'all put up your money. Oh, Lomachenko, you want to fight? You really got to put up some money. And this dude is in a position to get himself paid and also do it in front of his home country. So it's just out there to see who's going to become the highest bidder, and it's really to open Eddie Hearn's pocketbooks, because Eddie is known to throw out money for these fights, and Kambosos is going to negotiate and play hardball with Eddie Hearn. Like, you want this fight for yourself? Because Eddie loved belts. Eddie showing the hell love belts. And Kambosos is in a position to where you just don't hurry up and sign papers. You negotiate prices up. And so he's doing a smart thing. He's an intelligent kid.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you on that. I see my guy. He said because he agreed to fight, he promised to fight Devin. They ain't signed no contract, bro. I mean, it ain't nothing. I did see that one thing where they was trying to shake hands and all of that, and I saw them trying to get that verbal agreement. And I shout out to Bill. I like Bill, what he's doing. I get it. He has one job. Actually, has a couple jobs, but the one job is one, make his son take care of his son. Got to take care of his son. That's a father's first and foremost job, right? Take care of your child. And by taking care of his child, he's doing what he got to do. He's the voice box. He's out here doing what he got to do. And Devin and them was there. But, man, if the money ain't right, I can't call them scambosos if this person offering this and the other person is offering a higher bag. But I get where you're going, though. I get where you're going. But no, I can't call him scambosos. Yeah, I don't think he agreed. Yeah, he shook on the fight. Yeah, he said he shook on it. Okay, yeah, we shook on it. But that came with, he said, just basically he was like, come correct. He said if it makes sense, yeah, if everything right. He could shake his hands. No, that's what I'm saying, because you was like, did he fight you call him scambosos already, but he hasn't agreed to fight anybody else. As far as we know, Devin could still be the guy, right? Right, Reg?
Yeah, most definitely.
Still could be. But if it's not Devin, we got to know the particulars. Now, if you fighting somebody for less money, and like, you get what I'm saying? We know he wants to fight in front of his people, bro. He don't want to be the next, what's my guy? Jeff Horn. Yeah, you won the title in front of your hometown, but you didn't defeat it. And when he won the title, nobody was expecting that. The people who came there were Manny Pacquiao fans. Now, if he would have defended it in his own crowd, I'm sure he would have had more of a crowd there just for him. So it is what it is, man, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. I wish the fight had happened. I think Devin deserves to get that shot. I think he's been putting in the work. But shit, I also think Tank Davis deserved a shot. Tank Davis been out here putting in work for years and can go in there and just at the stroke of a pen become undisputed, go back. Wow. But I get it. Y'all will say that's not the real undisputed. It's not the real undisputed. Man, they counting this shit, man. Like some people right now, Reg, you heard somebody say, Bridgerweight don't count. Bridgerweight don't count. Y'all say it don't count, but trust me, them record books gonna show it, or eventually them other divisions, especially if it's making money, those other sanctioning bodies, they'll make them a damn Bridgerweight too, Bridgerweight too, bro. They'll do it. Like, guys got to remember, we didn't have all these divisions back in the day. We didn't have all these junior this and super middleweight. We didn't have all of this. Agree?
Yeah, facts. And then even like with C. Woods, he says it's unification with Devin, right? And undisputed. Yeah, it's definitely undisputed. But shit, what you gonna chase at their belts or money? This prize fighting. He got enough belts. It's prize fighting, so they got to come up with the right money, and they get granted the fight. And these are either way this dude Kambosos go. Those are all competitive fights. All competitive fights, and especially if they putting in the dedication to training, these are very, very good fights, and the money should be paid right. He's doing it right, and that's why fights take so long. You ain't just running to say I promised him let's fight now. Like hell no.
And look, the problem with boxing too, Reggie, like people are saying it's not unification, it's undisputed, it's undisputed. Man, these folks make up their own rules and we accept it. Like I remember years ago, the WBA didn't have no super champion when I was growing up as a kid. They got one
Right.
now, and boxing fans have adapted and adopted the idea of, oh, he ain't the real champ, he the regular champ. Such and such is super champ. Just like they got this franchise. You get what I'm saying? The franchise belt is very similar, if not identical, to the super champ belt, especially now that it's transferable. I think that's why they messed up at first. They said it wasn't transferable, but now it's transferable. It's evolving, and they're doing what they want to do, bro. They doing what they want to do. We got a super champ over here. We got a franchise champ over here, and we're gonna get rid. And now they getting to the point where they've removing the regular champ. Now it's just super champ. Doing the tournaments, getting them other belts out of here. But boxing fans asked for that. They said it was too many belts, not enough champs. WBA, I thought it was doing what they were supposed to do regarding that, but they went back on it with the Spencer Ugas. Hey, look, I get it. Money talks, corruption shows. It is what it is. But it's no different what's going on right here. They said this is our undisputed champ. This is the belt that we given to recognize to the sanctioned body, not that one. It's wrong. It's super wrong. But that's their rules. It's their title. It's their champion. Listen to them. They call him our champion. That's their belt. You're going to come and go boxing in your career, but we plan on being here. So I think it's messed up. Go ahead, Rich.
And you know what's crazy? It's like, how the hell is Mauricio the voice of boxing? Like he determined who's an undisputed champion and who ain't. Like
because of his belt, he decides which one of his belts is their supreme belt. So he could have said, no, you're still not undisputed until you fight Devin Haney, because that is our champion belt. This other belt is a trophy. Like the Black Lives Matter belt ain't the one that's gonna make you undisputed. It's the franchise or either the regular. But the problem is what they fucking up is, what they're messing up is they don't have one for every division. That's where it started looking weird. So how is he undisputed at 140, but he don't have a franchise? He got the regular belt that Devin got. But the other guy at the next level, you saying he's undisputed, but he don't have the belt that Josh Taylor got. Don't make sense. I ain't the smartest person, Reggie, but how is he undisputed with franchise and he's undisputed with the belt that Devin got? 5 pounds different. Go ahead. I'm waiting.
No, it don't make a goddamn sense at all. That's what I'm saying. How the hell is Mauricio, the sanctioned organization, saying who's undisputed and who ain't, when the other sanctioned bodies need to be more vocal and be like, nah, it's because this dude hasn't captured that other title. He's a franchise champion. Hell no, he ain't no. These dudes ain't. I mean, this guy holding all these other belts is undisputed. He don't have all of them. But there's also a thing that needs to be taken up out this game is the way in which they rate people. I think they need to rate champions as number one, not mandatories. If there's other champions out there with other belts, they need to be rated number one and made as mandatories rather than how they've been doing crap now. Like they're almost like they don't even recognize champion. Before I come on YouTube, I didn't know all this belt stuff. I used to think that champions were ranked in these other divisions till I start hearing people who like really follow the sanctioned organizations, and only to discover like, what the hell is all these other belts? I never knew there was gold, silver, and regular, and I was like, what the hell happened to the sport of boxing? Because before I was just watching a sport for who fought, and if I seen somebody was a champion, I thought they was a champion, not all these lower level tiers. And it's like the most ignorant thing that has been injected into the damn sport of boxing. Like it's ridiculous. And Mauricio shouldn't be the dude that classifies somebody as undisputed. He seems to have too much of a voice while the other sanctioned bodies remain silent. But that's because they corrupt as hell. Mauricio just bold enough to not give a damn.
And he's right here too. He's, Mexico's right here. Just, take a quick flight. He's here right here in America, handling business. Plus, they've been around for a long time. You know, he took over from his father, so I get it. But like I said before, it's because he decides which one of his belts, and because this is his belt, is the belt that is their supreme champion. Because he did it before. He didn't create no belt for 140 and say, nah, now we got a franchise belt over here, and you got to win the franchise belt. No, Josh Taylor, like I said, Josh Taylor got the belt Devin got. Devin has, you get what I'm saying? But Kambosos doesn't. Kambosos doesn't. How's that even possible? For this guy to be undisputed, this guy to be undisputed, but they both have different belts from you. Why isn't the franchise one for every weight division if that is your supreme title? Don't make sense. I don't know if he's been asked that yet or why not, but I would love to ask him, how's that even possible?
Right. How the hell is it?
Yeah, when you word it that way and put it right there in front of your face, it kind of hits different, right? Shout out to Redcliffe. Somebody said sanctioning fees matter. Where was it at? Seawood said sanctioning fees matter only. Nick said these are trophy belts. They don't have them for every division though. The lineal is what matters, but the lineal can go up for grabs sometimes because guys retire without defending the lineal. Like Lennox Lewis just retired. He retired unbeaten. How do you become lineal there? The lineage is broken. Remember, Lewis retired. Remember that? He had a close fight with Chris. He retired. Them belts go out there. How can Tyson Fury be a lineal champion?
Right. And he's not, but they will pass that shit on like he is. But I don't know if they try to say a new line was started with the Klitschko brother. But I thought the belt was split, so I don't even know how that line can even be made.
People talking about, oh, this is a new line. Right, nah, that ain't no new line on me.
But they know because people don't follow the sport like that, they can just throw anything out there.
He said, Redcliffe, what up? Redcliffe said Kambosos leveraging those belts to fill multiple offers from the highest bidder, as he should. Kambosos doesn't owe anyone a goddamn thing except to secure the biggest bag for himself. Self-preservation, absolutely.
That's goddamn right.
Yeah, I got to take care of my family, homie. Yeah, I shook your hand. You around here with 30, 40, 50 cameras. Man, yeah, I shook your hand. Yeah, you're a fan. You want to fight? I get it. I want to fight you too, but we're going to fight there. The money right. Bro, y'all offer him $6 million. Somebody offer him $7 million. Which one you think he going to take?
Shit, that damn 7.
Why? Who wouldn't? Ghost said lineal is fiction, and that's that. Shout out to you, Ghost. So weird ass Ghost got a swastika on his hat. Let me take that off the screen. Can't put none of your comments on the screen no more. Did homie have a swastika on his head?
Wait, where?
Am I looking at this right? Am I tripping? What does this look like right here?
Oh, some other symbol. No, that's not a swastika.
Oh, okay.
It looked like an SS symbol though, but I think it's no, that's a 49. That's what it is.
Oh, okay. That shit was weird. Sorry, threw me off guard at first. Yeah, Nick Castellano said right, true. He said, was Klitschko? What you mean was Klitschko? You threw me off. Yeah, self-preservation. Yeah, man. Yeah, but you was calling the Scambosis earlier though. See what? He got to take care of his family on me. He got to take the biggest bag. On me. I wouldn't blame him. Somebody said the lineal is fiction. I heard the Ring Magazine might be putting up their belt for Ugas versus Crawford. I was watching Bernie the Boxer, his last live, when he was talking about Crawford maybe going up to 154. And I was like, wow, they gonna put the lineal up for that? Like, damn, man. Crawford's a 2-time lineal. I would have thought he would have been able to fight. I would have thought they would have put the lineal up next time he fought. Like he's done it twice for you guys, right?
He going to 154 for what?
For the glory, man. Trying to face those trying to get a title at 154 in the 4th division before he age out. I get, or maybe we don't know how hard it is for him to make 147. I mean, why is Danny Garcia going up to 154? He didn't do shit at 147. Crawford got more of a case. He's taller. He has a different frame where he can grow into the weight. Look at a picture of him beside Floyd Mayweather. If Floyd can go up to 154, Oscar, look at him beside those guys. He has a different frame. I can picture Josh Taylor eventually going up to 154. He's taller than Crawford. And he's a wilder dude. But C Wood, what's good? How you feel, homie?
Salute, gentlemen. Salute. Yeah, the reason I call them scambos is, and I definitely understand the economic side of holding on.
See what?
Yeah, why not?
See what?
That's how you're supposed to.
Yeah. I definitely understand the economic side of the leverage. What I was having my issue with him about is when you shake hands with a man, you're supposed to try to stay as close to that letter as possible because your word is supposed to be your bond. And now I do understand it from the business side of it that it ain't always the way it works, but just from having some sense of responsibility man to man, I felt like he should have said, hey, I can't really shake on nothing just yet until I see the terms. That would have made me feel much more inclined to believe that his word was really going to hold true. But I definitely am not saying he should go for the lesser bag just because he shook. I was just disappointed that he shook and then kind of changed the tune to be more business minded. So I'm not being ignorant at all about it. I understand it totally.
Absolutely.
And when I said self-preservation, I was agreeing with somebody in the chat. I think it was Red. He said something about self-preservation. I was like, yeah, indeed, that's a fact. Definitely a fact.
Okay, absolutely. Yeah. I put it on the screen. That was it. Yeah, because here's my thing, man. That handshake shit, man, I knew people was gonna hold him to that. I was like, don't shake his hand. And I saw Bill put his hand out, and he kind of side-eyed Bill, or maybe he didn't see it, but Bill was trying to shake his hand on it too. He was like, nah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's boxing, and boxing is driven by money. That's why we have all this confusion with the belts. So I get it. I get that, loud and clear. Again, I just teach, my own kids that if you shake your hand on something, you standing firm on that square. That's what you're going to try to deliver. But I get also in the excitement of that moment. Yeah, I guess the cameras, the lights. You don't want to seem like you fessing up, so you shook on it. So I get that too. I mean, I'm prepared to accept it either direction, but I just felt like, in principle, if I meet you, Reggie, or I meet you, Mark, and we agree on something, I'm gonna shake your hand. My word is my bond.
Absolutely.
But greater than the handshake is the signed paper.
Right, but
generally some people pull that childhood shit and be like, I have my fingers crossed.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Let me ask you this, man. I saw you in the chat. I appreciate your time and energy. Thanks for pulling up. This is not my regular show time. We just did a pop-up. But let me ask you, man. What is your take on this Rolly Romero situation for those who didn't see the show?
Well, I mean, I kind of fed that's the chat a bunch on the Rolly situation, and in my commentary, it was clear to me. I understand why they pulled Rolly. That shit is a PR nightmare. A sexual offense in the time of Me Too with cancel culture for Viacom, Sony, and the money team. It's a fucking nightmare. And Rolly's not worth enough money to the company to stick their neck out for him.
Because they probably don't know if he did it or not. Like you said, they still don't. They didn't know at that time.
Right. The only reason that I believe they pulled out is because they're trying to protect the brand. Not that they dislike Rolly, not that they were trying to shit on him or anything. I just felt like especially from the corporate side, Viacom. You there?
Yeah, I was just agreeing with you. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was ad-libbing. I was like, yeah, it looked bad. Because Floyd, that every time he on ESPN or on a big network, that's the first thing they go to.
Right. And you made a great point when you pointed out the lineage of offenders in that camp. Yeah, that's why I made the statement that it becomes an offender card. And that shit's not a good look. Whether it's true or not, it's still not clearly Floyd took a plea deal and went to prison. So, or jail, I should say, not prison, went to jail. So there's some truth to it being a blight on his name every time they can use it against him. But he shouldn't stick his neck out and put himself in a situation where not only he got jammed up, then Tank's got these problems, and Tank's on camera yanking his chick up, and then Rolly's making chicks hold his dick. Like, you just don't need that. And the corporate suits are not trying to hear that.
Absolutely. It didn't help too when Rolly was up here doing this press conference with Tank. He was up there referencing his genital areas. He was like,
right,
put your little arms, your arms. My dick is bigger than your arms. Like,
yeah. Which definitely bodes clearly to the argument that the man's got some issues around sex and anatomy. So he's on a press conference jabbering back and forth with his competition, and he resorts to name calling and comparing his genitalia to the size of another man's arm. So why would we not think that he would do some nonsense? And listen, we all been there with these chicks in these intimate situations where it's all looking like yes, and then at the very last minute she says no. Yeah, I can see how the perception comes across, but at the same time, if they had a case, this investigation would be continuing on. They never formally charged them. Which, when I heard that, I was like, yeah, they just digging to see what they can find. And now that they've cleared it from the Nevada, from Henderson Police Department in Nevada, he should sue their ass immediately.
Who is they? Who should be
the accused? The accused should be sued.
Okay, Adrienne Yoshino said Steven Espinoza and Showtime pulled him from the fight.
Right, and Viacom and Showtime are partners. So that's why I said the corporate suits pulled it. It wasn't Floyd. It's the dudes bigger than Floyd that said, nah, we're not doing that.
Yep, because you imagine the women's group against crimes against women riding up to Showtime and Viacom. They like, hell no.
Protesting all crazy. Sponsorships dropping out. Yeah, it's Rolly's not worth enough to the corporation to ride it out with him. He had to clear his house out first, and then come back. And I think that in all fairness, he deserves to come back because he's still under contract with them, and they need to get back to work to get him a good fight. But the fight with him and Tank, I think that's dead.
And why?
Because I think in part, Rolly's reputation is tarnished. And that is the negative about being accused of something related to sexual offenses. You're tarnished. And I think right now, next 6, 12, 18 months, I don't think they will connect Tank and Rolly in the same breath for a fight that they will promote. I just don't see it.
I agree, because you know why? It'll be the subplot. It'll still be that offender accuser card.
Exactly.
Like you as you will remember, Rolly Romero was slated to fight Tank Davis. His name was blah 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 blah. They'll be
immediately.
Look, immediately. Up the tweets, they'll be having the graphics on the screen, blah blah blah. Yeah.
And you know, the longer it stirs, the more people come out against it. Like these advocacy groups, and I don't want to call them the women groups, because if he did some fucked up shit, he needs to be held accountable. But if he did nothing, leave that man alone. Leave that man alone. You know, we've seen it more than enough times where people get accused of shit they didn't do, end up paying the price only to find out they didn't do it. And there's no and it's that thing operates completely with impunity. There's no repercussions for you once your reputation is tarnished.
Question for you, man. You seem like a wise young man. I don't know how old you are, but you seem like you speak like you got some years on you, my brother. Do you have any sons?
Well, let me give you a quick backstory. Yeah, I'm 52 years old.
Wow, you sound younger than King Asian Mav. King Asian Mav sound like he be downloaded sometime.
And I've got two sons, 119 and 127.
19 and 20. Perfect. See, I have a daughter, bro, and my daughter is only 2. So I always ask guys of a certain age, how do you protect yourself from being in one of these type of situations? But also, what do you tell your nephews, your sons, the little homies that look up to you? How do you protect that? How do you tell them to protect themselves? Shout out to my guy D-Ray. Shout out to Ghost, and I appreciate you, Alan. So amazing. Go ahead.
Well, I tell my two boys 3 things that they need to try to avoid: criminal situations, substance abuse situations, right? And baby mama situations. I said, if you avoid those 3 things, you will have steered yourself clear of the largest perils out there. Now, to answer your question, I give it to them just as it is. It all looks sweet until somebody's not happy anymore with you, until someone has something to gain from staining you, then it ain't the same. So you have to learn to be a great judge of character. And if your gut tells you something's not right, trust your gut. Trust your gut, because you're better off being wrong as opposed to going against your gut and being wrong.
Hold on, say that again. Hold on, I'm a little slow, and it's late.
Well, let me break it down. You're better off trusting your gut and being wrong by your gut, but taking a higher side of caution and say, "Nah, baby, I'm gonna leave this alone," versus not trusting your gut and then turn around and being wrong and jammed up into something. So you're better off letting it go and wondering what it was okay, rather than taking it and then realize it wasn't okay. That whole idea that, sometimes you can say sorry as opposed to ask for permission, that don't work in law. That don't work. You better make sure you have permission, because sorry ain't getting you nothing. Nothing at all.
Go ahead, Reg. I think Reg's trying to jump in.
Go on, Reg. I'm ready.
No, I was saying he was speaking facts on that.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, this is unfortunate for Rolly, but I think he's young enough, he's marketable enough, but I think he's going to need some time for this to kind of some of the edge to come off of this. This is really hot right now.
Absolutely. But is he vindicated in your opinion? And what do you say? Also, it's a 2-part question. What do you say to the people who said Mayweather and Ellaby set this up because they thought Tank was vulnerable?
Part 1. Until he's proven guilty, he's innocent.
Absolutely.
And that goes for anybody. Until you're proven guilty, I have to charge you with innocence.
He's vindicated from
absolutely. In my eyes, The second part, that's absolutely ludicrous that the 2 people who are the stakeholders in his career would sabotage him because they're worried about him beating Tank. That sounds so ludicrous to me.
Yeah, I disagree too, because it's a win-win for them.
Listen, if they didn't want Tank to fight him, they could have. If they didn't want the fight to happen, they could have did what they've done in the past to Rolly. Man, Rolly, go sit down. This stew ain't for you. So why would they set it up, start promoting it, and then pull the rug out from under his feet with something nasty like this allegation? Nah, I don't see it.
Right. You don't use crime to pull out of a fight.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's what bro. I'm glad y'all said that, because I was telling people, I was like, he could have just said he had COVID. They was like, nah, Rolly wanted to fight. They couldn't do Rolly like that. Rolly was a warrior, blah, 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 blah. So
yeah,
they had to set it up. And I'm like, you can't believe that.
No. Listen,
for them.
Ellaby and Floyd are the bosses. They don't have to make up shit to tell you no.
Say that again for the people in the back and break that down.
Yeah, I'm the boss. If I said no, it's no. And I really don't have to explain it to you. I'm the boss. You're signed to me, not the other way around. And I said no. And what you gonna do? Be mad? You can't be mad, because then I stall your career. Now you sick. You broke. You're wasting away. Now, I don't think there's no reason for them to stoop to that level, because they got all the leverage. They got his name, his signature on a contract that they're making the decisions.
Absolutely.
So there's no reason to hurt him like that. Not you don't pull out the 357 for a mosquito.
Go ahead, Reg. Man, this guy C Wood cooking. C Wood, where you come from, man?
Man, I'm in all the chart. I'm in all the channels. I'm everywhere.
Hey man, this your
Yeah, this is my first time seeing C Woods come out, man. He came in delivering, man. And like
Reggie,
you say,
I've seen you on a panel a bunch of different places. I've heard you many times. Now, Mark, when I saw you in the other channel and you said you was coming on, I'm saying, yeah, let me subscribe because I want to, I talk boxing all day, so this is right up my alley.
Yeah, we don't talk boxing all the time, but we talk. That is one of our bread and butters, bro. It's a hip hop political sports show with a comedy twist. We like to let the jokes fly. We do game night over here.
I'm here for it.
Yeah,
I'm here for it.
I had some people unsubscribe, so we needed your sub to get back up. Because
that's all right. You got it.
They unsubscribed, Reggie, because of that hip hop tier episode we did the other day.
What was that about?
Man, we was putting these rappers in tiers, man, and I was letting the audience and the panel decide what tiers rappers should be in. And
that's interesting.
I'll show you on the screen real quick, a little quick graphic. So we'll put the name up. Can you see the screen?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I see it.
All right. So we had a list up. The top list was GOAT, very talented, good, but might need some. It was like good, but not great. Sometimes inconsistent. We had occasionally like so we had this list right here that we was making. Then we had the trash all the way at the bottom. So some people were upset that like guys like Jay-Z wasn't. I didn't make this list. Actually, this ain't even our list, but this is an example of how the list looks though. We drag and drop the rapper's name into a slot and we move him around.
Yeah, I'm there for that.
Yeah, so it's a little hip-hop talk. Where you from though?
New York.
Perfect. That's what was wrong too. I told people we didn't have nobody from New York on the panel that night. We had West Coast, we had the South, we had Midwest. We didn't have no New Yorkers on this one. But it is what it is, man. It's a live show, man. So I look forward to seeing you again, man. I go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 p.m. I've been late a couple these last couple weeks going into the new year because some personal things going on in my family. Some people know what's going on. Basically, my uncle got assaulted and was hospitalized. And yeah, we talked about it on the show, but more than that, man, we got some good news going on over here too that I'm gonna be able to bring to the panel and to the channel very soon. And it's outside of YouTube shit, but it's some good news. And we got another giveaway coming up when we hit 6,000. But the 6,000 is gonna be for you guys only. Like guys like Reggie, because we keep giving away laptops and shit, but the people keep winning. It be people don't even watch the show on the regular. We had a winner for somebody who normally watches the show. So yeah, so stick around, man. I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you so much for your time and energy, bro. I think you're a super dope individual. Got a lot of good talking points.
So do you put reminders for you when you go on live?
You click that notification bell, it's gonna pop up. But Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I haven't missed a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I don't think in a year.
10 o'clock.
Yeah. Now I might be a little late, but if I'm late, you'll know. But
that's all right. I'll be around.
But I do pop-ups all throughout the week. They just ain't
my notifications are on.
The latest I've been on a pop-up is about 11, maybe 11:30, about an hour and a half late. But everybody knows.
All good, all good.
10 o'clock, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, like clockwork for a year. You can set your clock by marqnash has been here. But more importantly, we do them pop-up episodes, and those pop-up episodes be lit.
Good.
We get litter than lit. Hey man, I see actually this guy right here won our laptop that we gave away around our holiday giveaway.
Welcome. I appreciate that. All right, gentlemen. Well, I'm here. I'm gonna jump back in the chat.
The channel or anything you want to plug and promote where we can reach
you?
No, I don't have any channels. You know, I'm just doing this boxing thing. And listen, I'm an older man. And I'm just an older man, but I'm an older successful man. So I'm here to sharpen other pieces of iron.
Absolutely.
Right on, man. Right
Hey, look,
on, brother C
how'd you
Woods, man.
find Reggie? How you find Reggie show? I was curious. You said you've been following for a minute.
Well, I was on another channel, and then I heard that you were going live, so I just kind of followed it.
That's
And
how
I'm on, like I said, I'm on, you know, I'm on BFTV, I'm in Blues, I'm all over, I'm in all these different channels. So I see you guys in different channels in the chats.
Well, you haven't seen me on none of those, respectfully.
No, sir.
No, respectfully. Like, not saying I got no beef with them. I'm just so focused on being the best I can be, homie. So while they probably live, I'm out here chopping and cutting videos. Plus, I've seen some contradicting reporting, and I do this thing on my show called a fish fry, just to give you a heads up, so you can take your sub back now if you want to. I do this thing called a fish fry when I kind of cook up the big fish and the contradicting statements.
Okay.
Just to let you know.
Yeah, give me an example of that.
Somebody,
you know who the big fish is, right, C Woods?
No, sir.
I've never heard of them. Never heard of them. All right. Well, just to give you a heads up on this show, this ain't no Rainbow Coalition show. I mean, we support our brothers. We support all our brothers. But I'm gonna let you know certain shit on this channel. I just can't let it get an easy pass. Shit like this. You ready?
Yeah.
Bro, what's wrong with this nigga, bro?
Mwah. Why is he kissing on Yellow Beats? Why is Errol Spence kissing on Yellow Beats?
Yeah, that shit is not good.
Respectfully, homie, I live in Atlanta, Georgia. But I ain't born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia, and I didn't migrate down here for that. Okay? That ain't why I came down here. So when niggas say, well, you in Atlanta, you should understand.
Nah, you ain't gotta understand it. Exposure don't mean understanding.
Nah, I call him I don't think he the big fish. I'm sorry. Yeah, you got two belts, but brother, you ain't fought in a long time. That's a whole nother show.
Oh, okay. I got the big fish. When your boy Bud was out in the water saying looking for the big fish.
I mean, look. I mean, that's what they was like. Well, you in the ocean. You in the water. Like, where do you go for the big fish? I'm like, he looking for this fish. This fish come right here to the shore.
To the shore.
Maybe he at the bar looking for this fish.
Yeah, you wild, man.
I be talking a little shit on me. I do. It's a fish fry.
Listen, it's all good. I'm here for it.
It's a fish fry. It's jokes though, nobody listens to the end of the show. Nobody watches a 7-hour live. Nobody watches a 20-minute video no more. They watch what they hear to get upset, and they go right to the comments.
Man, let the easy offended go on about their business, man.
But my brother, by the end of the episode, if you listen to the whole episode, you'll hear me say, well, congratulations to Errol Spence and your Dennis Ugas. I wish you guys nothing but the best. I will be watching the fight.
Right.
We're gonna call it how we see it. Wins and losses, homie. I'm unemotional with this shit, bro. I'm so unemotional, bro. I don't get paid off of them fighting. I only get paid unless I make a bet on it.
Right. So who you think is who do you favor in that fight?
Who?
Between Ugas and Spence.
It's a 50-50 fight for me.
Reggie, what you think?
And the reason why I'll make it short. For the people who say, what have you seen in Ugas to make him? Oh, this is the one other thing you're gonna learn about me, see what I'm a stickler for audio. So if I hear all that rattling, moving in the back, I'm gonna mute your mic, okay? Just to let you know. Cause yeah, I'm the audio stickler. I just got big dreams for the show, and I just know it's not gonna work with bad audio. My G, what I will say is this: years ago, I would have picked Spence easily, but now, for what people say, what do you see in Ugas? I see Ugas. I see activity. Spence hasn't fought since Danny Garcia, and right before Danny Garcia, he had a car crash and he was out the ring for a while. My G, it's not easy for a grown man to make 147 pounds and you 5'9". You know what I'm saying? Like, and then we see the lifestyle. So I just think Spence is not a gym rat. I think he's super vulnerable. This is probably the most vulnerable we ever seen him before. He don't talk the same when we saw him with the little afro when he was going to the Olympics. That's the thing, man. These guys, They just got on Errol Spence. Pause. And I gotta say pause when I'm talking about Errol Spence, because I don't want nobody to think, I mean, like, you know, I got on Errol Spence, like, you know, like kind of like Yellow Beezy, like right here. No. I don't mean that. Not this. Never. No. I mean, like, I like the kid, even back right here. When he was right here when they met up like Ken and Ryu, like with the black and red hoodies on. Bro, Spence, I ain't seen him ever look like this before. He made other people look how Bud made him look that day. And I ain't never seen the energy shift. Like, you ain't even got to know a lot about boxing, bro. You could just see, just live a certain lifestyle or be around certain dudes that used to be bullies on your block. And then you see, once y'all go to the new school, you see their energy shift. And you're like, oh, you was tough when we was in 5th grade, but then we in middle school. Or you was tough in junior high, but then we in high school. So I can elaborate on this forever, but I'm telling you, bro, the guy Spence, as good as he is, he ain't that good compared to Bud. Now, and Ugas, he's very talented, and his talent should get him past Ugas. But that Ugas that we saw beat Pacquiao, I think that Ugas can beat the Spence that I saw beat Danny.
That's a fair argument.
I'm just trying to be fair.
So Reggie, who are you favoring?
Man, I'm going for Earl, but it's a 50-50 fight, man. I think there's still some things that Earl has to answer as far as questions, as far as where is he? I still think there's some effects from that car accident. Not sure if Earl's 100%. He looked good facing Danny Garcia, but I think there's still some questions to answer going into this fight, and I want to see what he can do, because you guys, even before an accident, to me, you guys are still a competitive and dangerous guy in this division. And I don't overlook you guys, but now with this accident, and if there's still some things in question that may linger, they're going to get discovered against you guys. You guys is a very strong fighter. He's gifted in almost every area of the sport. You guys can fight on the inside. You guys can be very physical, being rough with fighters. You guys can fight at distance. You guys can fight great off the jab. He can fight great off the hook. He can fight great off the counter. So it's going to be a chess match in there for Earl. So I'm going for Earl, but I think it's 50-50 fight.
Go ahead, Clips. What you got?
Oh,
Well,
and he's a Cuban fighter. I got to add that in there too.
Well,
Man, I called
understand.
you. Sorry, C Wood. I'm sorry. I called you Clips. Shout out to Clips in the chat. Shout out to D-Ray, Major Key Boxing. Appreciate y'all pulling up. Nick Castellano. Appreciate all of y'all. Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, I got Ugas in this fight.
Mm.
It's not
Oh
even
man,
a 50-50.
I thought you was gonna say Earl. You got me with that one. Good shit.
That case.
I make, because I think A, the inactivity, B, the accident, and C, I think that eye is still an issue.
Survey says that's 3 of the answers that I have on the board. You are correct, sir. I can't take it away from you. Go ahead, though. Elaborate further.
You see, I remember when he fought Danny. Danny wasn't the right. Danny was the appropriate opponent to come back to, because Danny's flat-footed. He's slow as hell. So I knew that was a place for Earl to get some rounds. But there were some times where I saw Danny land some shots, and now that Earl has this official retina issue, he can't take shots to the face like that. Look at what happened to Leonard when he got his detached retina. Look at Abner with his detached retina. Every case is different, but I think a guy who's driven like Ugas, not necessarily saying he's going to go looking for that eye, but if he sees if that eye becomes an issue, I don't see him shying away from doing what he needs to do to advance his standings.
I disagree with you. I think 1,000,000% I'm gonna be targeting that eye early.
Right.
Early. And which eye is it's the left eye? It's the left eye or right eye?
I believe it's the right eye from everything I've read and the patch that I saw on the screen.
Right. But I think that camera image was flipped because they was talking about the Adidas logo. So on the camera, on that picture, it looks like the right eye, but the Adidas logo is back. If I'm not mistaken, it's his left eye.
Well, all the articles that I've read on it, it was noted as the right, but you could be right.
But let's say look, however you wanted to go. Cuba, excuse me, Ugas is a Cuban fighter, but he is a conventional stance Cuban fighter. So even if it is the right eye, that right eye is gonna be closer to him because Errol Spence is gonna be in the southpaw stance. I ain't got my camera on, but the boxing fans know what I mean. The right eye is closer to his jab.
Absolutely.
From the conventional stance. But even if it is the left eye, he's gonna target with his straight right all night. It's your eyes, bro. You only got two of them. No matter how you look at it, if a guy's targeting it and he knows you're coming, I'm your first fight back. Oh man, let's put it to the test. See what he got.
Right.
Oh man, like if it bro, we working off jabbing off. Like if it's the right eye, oh, it's really bad, bro, because that's the one closest to him, and he's not trained in switch hitting, bro. And they're gonna be hooking off that jab. If he didn't have a hook before, oh, he's gonna be working on his hook now. And Ugas got a good jab. He's a good jab. I think he's a better jabber than Maidana. Like he kept Sean Porter honest. Every fight he lost was close and never been stopped. So, what do you say to this for the people who say you're gonna stop Ugas? And I don't want to bear the lead on this. I want to get up out of here. I'm already 40 minutes over. What do you say to people who say you're gonna stop Ugas, bro?
I have to see it to believe it. Bottom line, no one else has stopped Ugas. Ugas is always coming as a formidable opponent in all of his fights. And as you pointed out, all of his fights that he's lost have been close fights. Hell, that fight he had with Porter, that was on the question. That's a major question mark for me. So I'm picking Ugas for this fight. So the whole monkey wrench might get thrown in the Spence versus the Spence versus Bud fight. That might not even be. Ugas might very well may be there.
Shout out to my guy Dwayne Freeman. He said, "But did y'all see EJ beat Danny like never before? I thought Herrera beat Danny. He didn't get credit for it, but he beat that boy." In the words of Adrian Brown.
yeah.
I saw.
Yeah, that's the one he fought in Puerto Rico, right?
Yeah, and arguably lost.
Yeah.
Arguably lost, but at the end of the day, yeah, before he knocked out Amir Khan, stopped Amir Khan like the way he did, he was getting touched up. Like
that's
as
a
much
fact.
as I like Danny Garcia, he's just he stopped being inactive. He started focusing on trying to catch guys in between shots with that closed eye left hook. And Errol Spence was out the way. He, like Thurman said, like you can land a 1-2 on Danny, get out the way before you do the 3. Or you can land a 1, 2, and 3, but you ain't gonna land a 4 or 5 on Danny. Get out of the way. Bow, bow, bow. You blind him, you hit him. On that one, he might block a little bit, then you hit him again good, and then get out the way. And he gonna be swinging that air. And Keith Thurman definitely had the blueprint on Danny Garcia. But the crazy thing is, even guys like Dwayne Frank, I ain't picking on Dwayne because that's my guy, but you give him credit for that, but you'll call Sean Porter, you'll call other people leftovers. But why isn't Danny Garcia leftovers? Right? He wasn't leftovers. Right? He got beat by the time he fought EJ. He had lost twice already. Was he Sean Porter's leftovers? Was he Keith Thurman's leftovers? It's funny. It's funny to me sometimes. But double standards, man. I'm gonna do a whole episode on double standards one day because I think it needs to be said, man. But no, Danny didn't let his hands go. You said, did he beat? Yeah, he beat him. I can beat a guy who ain't throwing no punches. Shit. He ain't throw no punches. He ain't let his hands go. He was in there looking like AB. Respectfully. Respect. Got my G. Like he left his jab in the locker room. Left his gloves and jab in the locker room. He ain't come in the ring with nothing but a mouthpiece. Let me see what they said in chat. Y'all got anything else y'all want to say, man? Plug and promote fire. End this one, man. I'm gonna go and end this one now. And if you caught it, you caught it. If you missed it, check the replay tomorrow. I'm gonna chop out everything that we didn't say about this ROLLY case. Let me get everybody's final thoughts on this ROLLY. Can't say case because it ain't no case, right? This is not a case. Be free at last, free at last, free at last. What? Let me get your final thoughts on what do y'all think has transpired and what can and should be done to prevent young men like Rolly, young men like your son, Seawood, Rich. You got a little boy. Hopefully, I have a son one day, if God wills it. But even if not, what should we tell our daughters if they are victims? Because I don't want to say everybody's lying all the time. No, that's not true. There's some predators out there, some bad individuals. But what should we teach and tell our daughters and our sisters and our mothers, aunties, cousins, if things like this happen to them? And also, what do we tell the young men they can do to prevent these kind of things from happening to them? Whoever wants to take the lead is fine with me.
For a son, I would tell him to use his brain to think, to make decisions. Because I always remember older cats telling us not to think with the other head. And I think that is crucial for young dudes to be able to think with their brain when making decisions on what chicks they lay with, learning how to control themselves in a moment when they may be getting some, have self, being able to stop if a woman is telling them to stop, to pay attention to all of that, and to just still be a gentleman even in those moments. When I don't mean like no sucker, I mean a player about it. You ain't got to be desperate, hung up as if you trying to just take something from a woman. You ain't got to do that. And use caution out there. Protect yourself when you're out here doing these things, and ensure that the woman leaves satisfied, that she ain't got no complaints, she ain't pulling no shit up under her sleeves. And if she tries that, be quick to.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
You said leave satisfied. What you mean? Eat the pussy from the back or something? Like, what you mean, Reggie?
All that shit to where she ain't leaving crying, complaining, and making up a bunch of bogus shit.
Right,
And if she does, you be ready to defend yourself, to come up with proof and facts. And if you need to record that shit, record it. That's what I used to always do. But I used to let chicks know, let me record this shit. Let me see, because I always used to tell them I want to go back and watch this shit. It's a movie, and they be with it. And therefore, I got shit anytime a chick thinks I didn't have to deal with that shit, but I'm just speaking off of what I see with the cancel culture that goes on today, the Me Too shit, that it's almost necessary. Even hearing some celebrities making females sign consent forms and agreeing to shit or having to sign shit. It's just crazy. But especially with cats who are on the celebrity side of things, you got to protect yourself. I think it was talking about one rapper was having to discard their damn condoms and shit. You worried about women poking holes in condoms for you to get them pregnant. I think Sean Kemp was talking about he had baby mamas because the women went back and took the condom off. He think they discard. They putting the shit up in them and shit. This is the type of shit you have to watch out for, and you got to protect yourself. And for the young daughters to teach, I just teach my daughter. Like I tell my daughter, and even her mom and them get mad. I don't want my daughter acting like none of y'all. I want them learning from what women teach young girls. Women teach young girls to use their beauty, their shape, and everything as weapons against men, whether to get something from them. And that shit ain't cool. You gonna learn to be a woman, have guys that respect you. You carry on, and women have needs. Women gonna want shit, but the same thing you tell a boy to make wise decisions is the same thing for a girl. You make wise fucking decisions, and you don't pull shit on trying to ruin people based off of a rejection or feel because somebody hasn't accepted you or want to be with you type shit. That shit ain't cool. But that's my thoughts on that.
Last part on that too. What do you think can be done as far as the government to make sure this doesn't happen to young men?
I think men need to be more vocal just as much as women are vocal about shit. Men should be the ones who are really vocal about a lot of shit, but also be realistic about the thing that we look to fight for. And that's for, if women are out here making falsified claims, there needs to be laws that go out there immediately, that go right after them and charge them criminally when they're caught in a lie. And also, it's the same thing I view with attacking that child support system. DNA testing ought to be a mandatory thing to shake away some of this shit. There's just so much that is just left in the void that men have to deal with. And these are things that should just be mandatory, just common sense shit that can be done through legislature. But it takes for people in America to be politically engaged, and a lot of times people aren't. That's my thoughts.
For sure. See, what same question? It's a 3-part question. One, what would you, what do we need to do to first of all protect our family, as far as the women in our family, from having their claims not heard in a timely manner? Like, what would you say to them? What would you say to the sons? This closing thought, I know you might have addressed it earlier, but also legally and financially, what can be done to guys who are falsely accused?
Well, as I mentioned earlier,
I'm sorry, 4 guys who are falsely accused. Excuse me.
Yes, yeah. Like I said earlier, you know, I teach my sons that if you got to remain in control of your emotions, and if it doesn't feel right to you in your intellectual brain, not your other brain, not your other head, but in your intellectual head, go with your brain, because you don't want to make a mistake that you can't reel back without stains. For girls, be very clear with men, boys that you're interacting with on what your intentions are, being able to resist, you know, giving in to anything that you don't want. If something happens with you, being able to come home and talk about that with the people in your family who love you and are there to protect you, and not sit on it for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days, weeks, months, and years to try to spring it on them at a convenient time. And the point about the engagement of the political process to get these laws enacted that will support both men and women, the accused and the accusers, to hold each party accountable, it requires getting involved with the machinery, the political machinery, getting behind people whose campaigns and their platforms support your sentiment and your perspectives. But you got to be engaged in the process. Everyone is not going to, no one's going to represent you better than you are able to represent yourself if you're clear about what it is that you understand, what you feel, and what you want to see happen. It's not it's not an easy endeavor, but it's a worthy fight, and we got to fight.
Absolutely. Well, I couldn't express this enough, man. This has been a great conversation with you guys. Like, man, I didn't plan on being for 2 hours, man. I said I was going to be about an hour tops. But that's what happened when you're having a good conversation with positive people. You get positive results. So thank you so much for your time and your energy. Wow, man. Looking right here, this is starting to spread on Facebook too. Shout out to everybody who's watching on Facebook, who's watching on YouTube, and also saw the Twitter link. Reg, plug your channel and plug your show. Also talk to us about the next book. Your mic muted, Reg.
Oh, wait. No, say the last part again, Mark.
Plug your channel, plug your show, and also tell us about the next book that you got scheduled.
Yes, sir, man. Boxing Conversation with Reggie Owens, 1 and 2. Reading with Reggie Owens, Politics and News with Reggie Owens. Man, I'm done with the book. I just got the epilogue to finish out in the book, and that's like 70 pages. So the book is complete. The next one I'm gonna do the soul of Black people from W.E. Du Bois after that, and then I'm gonna do the 48 Laws of Power after that. But I'm finishing the autobiography of Malcolm X, so I'm gonna do that last chapter in the morning on Saturday, so it gives me enough time to read through, because it's probably gonna be about 2 hours to read the epilogue. So, but I'll go right into maybe Sunday, starting the well, since we got the Martin Luther King weekend, I might start the book. If we don't have a fight on Saturday, I might start the book midday on Saturday.
We got a fight this Saturday. I think Joe Smith fight Saturday?
Oh, you're right. So I'm gonna start the book on Sunday. So start the new book on Sunday.
Yeah, we definitely got a fight this week. I'm gonna cover that Joe Smith fight. Definitely got to cover that one. I think that's about it. I already got me a copy of the 48 Laws of Power, so I'm gonna be good for that one. Hey, on Political News with Reggie Owens, I don't know if I followed that one yet. What kind of content you dropping on that?
I'm covering more like news stories on there. I don't mix my boxing in there. but a lot of the stuff I put on the political channel, I also put on my box conversation channels.
Okay.
Because I mirror boxing and life, so that's why I always put my political stuff and social stuff on there. So it's the same content, except I just don't throw boxing stuff on the politics one.
This ROLLY one can fit over there. I tell you that, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think I should add that on there.
Yeah, but that's all I got, man. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your energy. It's been another great episode of Breaking Beats, where we break down business, entertainment, art, technology, sports, and anything else you and I feel like squeezing into those letters. See, what I know you say you don't have a channel. Do you got like a business or anything out there you want to shout out and promote? Got an IG, Facebook, Twitter?
Yeah, I'm on IG under the same name, Seawood. I am a professional photographer. I'm a school guidance counselor. So I got a couple of different things that I got going on, but we'll talk further for sure.
Man, I look forward to hearing from you, my brother. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy. Hey, look, guys, go to marqnash.com, get you a shirt, get you a hoodie or something. I got this new merch right here. What can I say? Inspired by the music and the album cover from the song of the same name by yours truly. And put in the promo code NASH27. NASH27. You get 15% off. That should be enough to cover your free shipping, and it'll take something off the merch. And I got that YouTube Daddy shirt. To troll your favorite hater. Tell them, go run and tell your YouTube daddy. So you'll love that one too. It's a fun shirt. And those are marked real low, real cheap, about $20. With the 15% off, you should be squared away, right? So thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your energy. Remember, dreams require sleep, goals require effort. You can get that hoodie at marqnash.com as well. Man, I appreciate my special guest, Reggie Owens, C. Wood. Thank you so much for your time and energy. This was not planned, random pop-up episode. But sometimes, man, you can't sit on the topic like when you're feeling the urge to vent that shit, man. Cut that camera on, go live. I inspire you. I hope to inspire you all to do the same thing. If I can help you grow your channel in any way, reach out to me. I'm here, man. It's your man, Martin Nash. Another great episode of Breaking Beats, where we break down business, entertainment, art, technology, sports, and anything else you and I feel like talking about it. I see y'all tomorrow. Well, today, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. God bless.
This that squad sound.
This is my passion. This is what I love to do.
I'm tripping. I'm running the show intro. Man, that's it, man. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.